Hello, I'm Norah O'Donnell, and this is Person to Person. Our guest today, Katy Perry. Katy Perry is one of the best-selling artists of all time and one of the highest-earning women in music. She's a princess of pop with 9 #1 hits. Perry is the first solo female artist to have 5 #1 singles from one album. And now she has a new song out. People magazine calls her collaboration with Swedish DJ Alesso the sexiest summer anthem. Perry's more than just a singer, she's an entertainer, a fashion icon, and a judge on American Idol.
That means you
are going to Hollywood!
And this summer, she'll be waking up in Vegas with her residency play. Billboard calls the concert an almost 2-hour wild ride, transporting the audience into another dimension. And Katy Perry joins us from the stage of Resorts World on the Las Vegas Strip for an intimate person-to-person conversation. Katy Perry, welcome to Person to Person. It's so good to see you.
It's so nice to see you again, my friend.
Yes, I know. Oh my gosh, you're so busy. Here you are, a new mom. You've got your show in Vegas. American Idol is back on the air. How are you doing it all?
Well, balance. I'm definitely not acting like I was in my 20s anymore. I am 37, so I've had to cut a couple of things out, but it's weird, yeah, when you're in like the best place in your life and you're basically living in Las Vegas. It's kind of an oxymoron.
What things did you cut out of your life?
Oh, no, just being in your 20s. But actually, I decided I wanted to do a residency in Las Vegas so that I could have more balance and take my daughter to preschool and then, you know, head off and do a show and repeat it all again the next day.
Well, if there is one word to describe your residency, it is fun. The show is just fun, right? It's like play.
Well, it is. It's called play. We called it play exactly because of that. It is fun. It's real, pure, true escapism. And I'm playing, you know, all the hits that I've put out or have been able to have since 2008. That's what the audience has come for. And I was really mindful of this audience, too. I knew it was going to be people that were here celebrating something, probably an anniversary, a bachelorette, a birthday, just someone here for a convention. It wouldn't necessarily be like the #1 fan, so maybe they didn't know everything. So I was going to stick to a strict diet of hit after hit after hit, and that's what makes the whole show a sing-along.
Yes, which is fun. So what's with the giant toilet?
Well, I have larger-than-life props on stage because I play a doll in this show, and there's like 6 different acts, and it's a journey of me, you know, being purchased by a horrible Henry is what we call him, and he takes me through literal hell, and then I get found by a little girl at the end. But meanwhile, I get thrown out of the trash. There's a bathroom scene where he throws me into the toilet, and the next thing you know, I pop out of a 20-foot-plus toilet. And you know, it's only a show that you could see in Vegas, because how would I be able to transport this 20-plus foot toilet anywhere else in the world? Like, there's no truck.
That's true. And of course,
amazing.
Your song, Waking Up in Vegas.
Who would have thought? I mean, you know, it's all kind of starting to come together. I wrote Waking Up in Vegas maybe in 2005, not knowing I was going to have a residency. But after I decided that I was going to have a residency, the strangest thing, I mean, not the strangest thing, the most serendipitous story I was reminded of. My aunt was a top showgirl in Las Vegas. My grandma was a seamstress for the showgirls. My dad was a chauffeur in Vegas. My mom was a ABC reporter in Vegas. And my parents met in Vegas. They got married in Vegas. And the craziest part of that story is that my aunt and my grandma worked at the hotel called the Stardust, which is what Resorts World is built on, the dust of the Stardust. So it feels like a simulation or something crazy.
Yeah, it's
I'm
cosmic
here
that
now.
you've returned there.
Cosmic.
And so how has it been? I mean,
Yes.
how has the performing been, and how has it been with all the all your Vegas fans that have come? Well, and not just Vegas fans, they're from all over the country that come to Vegas.
Oh my gosh, I mean, there's people coming in from Australia and Europe and all over the world just to see the show for one night. It is packed and it's fun. People are on their feet. Like, nobody's sitting down, even though there's beautiful, like, new chairs. Everyone can sit and relax. I love a chair, I'm 37. But everybody is singing along. It's all ages. I see 7-year-olds way past their bedtime because the show starts at 8. But they're there with like their mom and their grandparents. So it's an 8 to 80 affair. You know, for me, I really like to straddle that line where it's just cheeky enough that, like, you know, the parents love it, but the kids don't really know what that innuendo is. So I'm a line straddler, and it makes it fun for the whole family. And you know, I'm having the most fun I think I've ever had on, you know, doing a show. This is the weirdest, wildest, strangest, most fun, larger than life show I've ever put on.
That's awesome. That's so awesome. And how did you physically prepare for it? I mean, it's grueling, isn't it?
Yes. So we were in preparations all last fall to dream up this whole idea. It was a 6 to 8 month process. So we've been working on this residency for over 2 years, really, you know, from the point where we thought, oh, I mean, I was here at this theater wearing a hard hat, like going through it when it was just like bones. Mm-hmm. I've been kind of here during the whole process and really proud of it. And yes, I had just been working out and doing some intermittent boring fasting and just like eye of the tiger for a few months. Now the key is staying in that zone, because I do have breaks in between that sometimes last up to 8 weeks. And so I can understand how you can turn into Fat Elvis.
You could never, ever be Fat Elvis.
I love Elvis, but no.
So I noticed your beautiful earrings that are daisies,
thank
which
you.
is your daughter's name. And she's
Yes.
what, 18 months old?
She is 1.5 years, that's correct. I'm going to stop doing the months after two years, because everyone that doesn't have a child is like, can you just do the math for me, please?
What's the
I'm
most
467 months. That's great.
What's been the most surprising part of motherhood?
I would just say it's just so beautiful. It's the game changer. It really is what life is all about for me. I mean, I've had such incredible opportunities my whole life to climb so many different mountains and see so many different views. And, you know, there was a point in my life where I was really not in a great place mentally and really low. And I think it's just because I tried to keep climbing the same mountain thinking the view would change. And I made a real conscious decision, Orlando and I, it's time to find that balance. It's time to bring something beautiful in the world, to encapsulate our love and to grow from this experience. And she came into our life, and that is exactly what she's doing. She is growing us. She is bonding, you know, everyone. She's just like so full of love and heart. And I took her to her first ballet class last week, and she was amazing.
And you have to film it all, because, I mean,
Oh, I know.
keep it on your phone, because my kids are 14, and I go back and I'm watching videos of them just this morning, of them fighting in our minivan over a balloon, you know, after a party. And it's just, you can never have enough videos or pictures of your kids. Do you want more kids?
I mean, maybe, we'll see. But you know how it is to be the matriarch and the mother.
So that was a non-answer, Katy. I am trying to make some news here about whether you want more kids or not.
I know. I would love to, but I also have pledged my allegiance to having a fantastic Las Vegas residency. So I'm going to do that for a hot second.
I like that. I like that. All right, we're going to take a quick break, but when we come back, we're going to talk to Katy Perry about her mantra before she goes on stage. And we're back with Katy Perry. All right, person to person is about intimate conversations. So let's talk about this. Do you ever get nervous or doubt yourself?
Oh my gosh, all the time. I've got blood running through my veins. I would say that excitement and nervousness to me are like two different things. One says, you know, nervousness is like sometimes when you're not totally prepared and you kind of deeply know it. I can get so excited and have so much adrenaline pumping through my veins like I did have when I opened this show that like, oh my gosh, after the show, I will sleep for like 12 hours if I totally can because I'm just exhausted from the adrenaline being so high. But I'm generally excited, less nervous, but I just try and prepare myself, especially for these huge moments. Like I never go into big moments like this blindly. I am like charting it out months, years in advance just to make sure that, you know, it gets the fairest shot.
Mm-hmm. I always have this phrase that I say, it's like preparation builds confidence and confidence leads to success. And you prepare for these moments. I mean, you've been preparing for years for this.
Yes, I will take that saying. I love that saying. We have some sayings around here before, like, you know, we go on the stage and I do some meditation and there's a lot of, you know, just mental and physical preparation to do always before each show. Because I'm climbing like 3-foot blocks, like children's blocks. So they, you know, and there's like tons of them and you just got to see it. It's really like a climbing gym, but with the strangest props.
So what is the mantra that you say to yourself before you go out on stage?
It popped into my head before I started the first show, and it says, I can, like I'm giving myself, you know, permission because I can do it. I'm willing it into the universe. I am, because I am able to do it. I am enough. I am, you know, a super duper pop star, and I am going to give them a great show. So it's really like an affirmation of I can, I will, I am. I can, I will, I am.
I love
that. And I say it like 3 times because everything's better 3 times.
Katy, you're a songwriter. Maybe this could be a new song.
We'll see. Maybe it is. That's how it starts.
Yeah. An affirmation. But those affirmations are, as you know, so important that give people confidence. But in a song, too, many of your songs are things that lift people up and cheer them up.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I guess I write them for myself first and foremost as I go through my emotional waves. They're my higher self speaking to probably my lower self, like, come on, get up, you know, brush that dust off of you. Let's go. Use your voice. What do you need? You will roar, or you are worth something. You're not a plastic bag. You are a firework. You're meant to be blah, blah, blah. So these are all like these internal motivational speeches that I'm giving myself throughout the years that I end up sharing with the world, especially since, you know, I get what I need from them. And I'm like, well, maybe someone else would benefit from hearing this. I don't know. Or they would like it. Who knows?
Oh, well, so many people do benefit from it. Although now we just learned that apparently it's not fireworks, it's firework. And then it's not up, it's awe.
It's okay. Well, it's all right. It's not like too far away, I guess. I'm just happy if people are singing along. That's fine with me.
Yes,
but it was mostly for Luke Bryan, who continually annoys the heck out of me.
Yes. So everybody that follows your Instagram account knows exactly what we're talking about right now.
Correct.
And watches the show. So we like to talk about finding your superpower sometimes. And so what do you think your superpower is?
My superpower? I think my superpower is communicating on a large scale with a lot of people and being able to connect them or inspire them. But I think it's like communicating and being able to bring them together. And, you know, it's interesting. We've all been so apart from each other for a long time that when you come together at a show, you're standing or sitting next to someone that you don't know, but you guys are singing the same song. So like sometimes you'll look at someone when your favorite part comes on at like Dark Horse or something like that, and you'll look at a total stranger and you'll have that connect moment where you're like, before you give it all to me, and everybody's singing together and they're singing at each other, but they're total strangers. So there's like this awesome energy that's being created. There's this community that's being created actually within the room, and that energy is just like so positive and fun, and like I think we all just want to be connected at the core of everything, and that's why we look for communities, and that's why like music is such a strong community.
That was so beautifully said and so true about what people have been missing over the past 2 years, and that's why everybody loves concerts, and your concerts for that reason.
They are definitely coming out and making up for it.
I think people may be surprised that before you found this incredible success that you were actually dropped by a number of record labels. Talk about that, because I think many people face failure and think, I'm done, or I can't go on, or this must be a sign that I'm not intended to do what I believe I can do.
I mean, look, yeah, I mean, a lot of it, I think, is the universe testing you. Like, are you actually ready? Are you prepared? Because you're going to have to really work hard for it. And once I finally got my shot, I have worked harder than I ever imagined. Still to this day, working so hard, and just like, now I have a baby, so I don't get to sleep in as many times as I want. And it's been a journey, one that I'm so grateful for, that started when I was 9. I started singing and then playing guitar at 13. And then I moved to Los Angeles when I was 17 after I had done a gospel record when I was 16, and that didn't pan out. And then I got signed, and then I got dropped, and then I got signed, and then I got dropped. And I was couch surfing, living off of frozen Trader Joe's chicken fingers, like, the long ones that are still delicious to this day. And like just, so overdrawn in my accounts every single time. And I got a call when I was actually working 45 minutes away from home in like a cubicle, writing online critiques of people's demos that they sent in. At this company called Taxi Music, and I got a call from the head of my record label at that moment, who wasn't really doing anything with me. I was kind of caught in limbo, and they're like, you know what, we heard this song that you did, I Kissed a Girl, and we really want to back it. We want to do something with it. I think it's time for you to do your record. And I was like, oh my God, finally, because I had heard so many, it's not going to work out, or sorry, you're not like. People wanted me to be more like Kelly Clarkson or Avril Lavigne, who were very popular at that time when I was coming out, and I was trying to kind of carve my own path, and I didn't fit exactly into that mold. So it's about the journey.
Yeah, and you've created quite a pathway, quite a pathway. This is from people that I work with, because more than 40 million people, yeah, listen to you on Spotify every month. So who are you listening to?
Oh my gosh. Well, I listen, honestly, if I did like a Spotify Wrapped, it would probably be Coco Melon. I actually go back into the catalogs. I go more like Chet Baker or Henry Mancini or Audrey Hepburn. I'm more, I go like, old like 50s, 60s stuff. That's where I have the most fun, because sometimes, and also I have new stuff that's really fun too. Like there is one girl that I am really obsessed with named Noga, she's Israeli and she's amazing. And there's a few other artists like Sin, this girl I get to work with, she's amazing, and Michael J. Woodard, who is amazing, I also get to work with. I'm really into like new artists that are just about to break, or Henry Mancini.
On that note, we're going to take a quick break. More with Katy Perry coming up. We're back with Katy Perry. American Idol. you get to hang out with Lionel Richie, who was my all-time favorite. When I was 10, I had the cassette and I played it over and over again. I know all the words to Penny Lover, you name it.
Oh my God.
And Luke Bryan. So, I mean, what's it like working with those two guys?
I mean, well, they get to hang out with me. What are you talking about?
You know I love you, Katy.
Jeez, no. We are just we get on crazy. We're a wacky family at this point. It's our 5th season in. You know, Luke is my brother. Lionel is our uncle or something like that. And basically, Luke and I team up and always prank Lionel. So poor Lionel, this whole time he was trying to really preserve his legacy of Lionel Richie and all these hits and just all these amazing awards and accolades. And then he decides, yeah, maybe I'll do a season or 2 of American Idol with Katy Perry and Luke Bryan. And we have just tortured him the whole freaking time. And maybe turned him into a walking meme. I don't know. We're all stuck together like glue. And it's the 20th season for American Idol, which is platinum, which we're having a lot of fun with.
Well, you guys have incredible chemistry. And,
Thanks.
you know, as a judge, as anybody watches, you give advice to young artists. So what's the best piece of advice that you've received?
It's just being about your authentic self. To stay curious and to stay humble and grateful. You know, the universe will always take care of you, but it will always bring you to your knees if you think you're just too good, or you know, if you think you're the second coming. I mean, we're all just entertainers and nobody gets out of here alive. But yeah, I just got to remind myself that I put my pants on one leg at a time.
Be curious, not judgmental. That's the message of Ted Lasso, which I know you love too.
I love Ted Lasso. Yes, exactly. I guess I'm Ted.
So as we wrap this up, I want to talk about what's next. Are you planning a wedding?
Oh my God. Well, I'd hope to. I hope there are no more variants that come along and decide that we aren't. But yeah, I mean, I'd love to, and I'd also love to do more in Vegas and do more. I'm not going to do a world tour just yet. That's going to be in a bit. Mm-hmm. And I just put out a song and all that jazz.
Well, I'm excited to come.
And a music video.
And a music video. Well, I'm excited to get, the show still has a long run in Vegas, so I'm excited to come see it when the time permits. Katy Perry, thank you so much for your time, and
love you.
Love you, and hope to see you soon.
Nice to see you. Love you.